Welcome everyone, you know me, Profeta. So this time I'd like to make you an invitation to participate in the new Live League hosted on the Advanced Wars by Web Discord. And what is this Live League? Well, you know that in global league matches can last for days, for weeks, and even months. Well, in this Live League you're going to find matches that are much faster. They typically last for 1 hour or 2, and basically you begin with 5 minutes and then you get an increment of 2 minutes per turn. So you have to play fast, you have to think fast, but I tell you, these matches are incredibly fun. You get an adrenaline rush that I tell you, you have to experience it. So how can you join this Live League? Well, I'm going to leave you in the description of this video the link for the thread in Discord where we discussed matches and you can see the specific rules of the league. Also, I'm going to leave you the link of the spreadsheets for the 3 modes currently available: the standard, fog of war, and hyphens. So I'm going to show you the spreadsheet here. Here you only have to put your Advanced Wars by Web account name, the Discord ID, and how many matches you want to play. So that's basically it. And well, going back to the match that I am going to show you, this time I am facing Sif. So Sif is a very strong player all around, especially in hyphens, but all around, and he's currently probably the best player in Leaf settings, probably after Voice of Akasha. But you know, he's the champion of the Grandmasters tournament from Max, and is the current champion too of the hyphens Leaf tournament that hosted Voice of Akasha and the PSI. So Sif is an incredibly strong opponent. So I am honored to share this match with you, and hope that it motivates you to participate in this Live League. And don't be frightened if you think that there are only strong players like Sif in the league. No, there are many players with different skill levels. So yeah, you will find a suitable opponent for you. I can assure you that, and you will have a lot of fun. So let's get to the match already. We are playing in the map called At Last, which is a small map which favors Racial, which is the CO that I have chosen for this match. And why is that? Well, because with Rachel you want to use covering fire as your most strong weapon, and covering fire is stronger in small maps because the missiles can hit more units, basically. So my opponent is using Drake, which I think it's not so good in this map because you want to at least deploy 1 or 2 big battle copters, but that's it. I don't. Drake is still a very strong CO because of the global damage. That is a very strong weapon. That it is always reliable. You always want to use global damage. There is no situation in which you're wrong with using a super CO power or a CO power that does global damage, basically. So about the map, the position of the airport is quite critical because this base can start putting pressure there basically in 1 turn. You can deploy an entire here and put it in the city, and you're zoning this entire area, including the airport. So you have to be very clever on how to set up defenses there so that that entire doesn't shut down your airport completely. And the position of the bases is interesting because these bases obviously have the aim to block the air reinforcements from this side, and these 2 bases, this base is probably going to deploy units through the center of the map where the towers are, so it is an important battlefront to take care of. And this base is interesting because this base can also deploy units to the center or it can reinforce this position, which is very important. Probably this base wants to reinforce this position, so you don't lose it. But it will depend on your strategy, of course. You can use it to deploy units through the center, and your opponent will be in trouble because he will have to do something of that too, because if you only deploy from this base against these two bases deploying from the center, you're going to be in trouble, at least here in the center. So it's a pretty interesting match. I mean, a pretty interesting map. Should make for an interesting match too. So yeah, let's get to it. So in the first days, you know the deal. You want to go for properties closer to you, and also you want to go for the neutral base. That's no mystery, you know that already. You want to start deploying units as soon as possible from this base. So yeah, considering that we deploy our infantries, and here probably there's something different that I do from my opponent, in that Sif wants to go for the tower or this property maybe, but I want to go with that infantry to the airport. I want to capture that airport as soon as possible, so I can deploy battlecopters and start harassing this area, or have this battlecopter travel all the way to go here, probably escaping the clutches of the entire. So yeah, Sif goes for the tower, and now deploys his infantry here and a tank. So we are starting with a normal, very standard opening with tanks and infantries. But I have to tell you, this map is known for having a very good recon opener. So we're not using that, but you can deploy a recon from this central base and go all this way to harass these properties, and it's a very effective tool. I have a match with they played with Sarastro that I am going to upload to, where we use the recon opening, and it's a very good opening. So, but in this case that doesn't matter. We just go with tanks. So Sif doesn't capture the tower in the end. He wants to go for the city. So that's something very typical in matches, that you don't want to capture the tower very soon, so early, because you're not fighting. So you're losing funds by not going to the city. So that's something very well known by now. But I do want to capture this tower because this tank it's putting some pressure on me there. So yeah, now Sif is going for the tower and this property. So here Sif goes for this city, but doesn't go for the airport. I think that might not be a good idea, because even with Drake you may want to deploy a battlecopter or two, or at least one battlecopter, because you know air units can hit from tiles that sometimes your vehicles especially can't traverse, like mountains and rivers. So for example, here we have a river tile where if you want to hit KO a unit, a vehicle especially in this forest, which as you can see you can actually put up a very good defense here using this high star terrain. But if you want to hit KO here, you need a battlecopter. You can do a mechanized unit, but it will take too long to reach, and with a battlecopter you can attack from this tile. So probably you want to deploy at least one battlecopter, even with Drake. But let's see how that turns out for Sif. So I capture my tower. This city is a bit late in the capture chains. So I guard it with a tank of mine, because if he puts his tank here, it might put me in some trouble. Of course, I would to hit attack it, but anyways, let's put the tank there to guard that city. And I finish capturing my airport, so we're good. And yeah, Sif is going for a little pressure here, so I don't capture these two cities so easily. Let's see if that turns out well. So Sif does the same strategy that I did with this property. He puts his tank there, so basically I can't put a unit there and interrupt his capture of the property, and goes for an artillery. So he had 14,000 funds, so yeah, a tank, an artillery and an infantry seems pretty normal. But also Sif uses this artillery very well. That's something that I have noticed from his gameplay, where you'll see what he will do with artillery. I'm not going to give a spoiler for it yet. So in the meantime, I deploy my tank in this tile. It's pretty secure there. Go for the city. We are actually ending our capture phase now and going to transition into middle game. Day 9 is the average for that, so we're fine. But look at this now. Sif is practically sacrificing this infantry to stop or delay, in this case, the capture of that city. So this is a very interesting strategy, because now he's going to deploy his artillery to put pressure on that city. So that's something that very high level players do, in which they don't allow you to have equal income than you. So they capture all of their properties and just interrupt the capture of one city, for example, and then log it with an indirect, and then you're always behind income. It's a very good strategy. So let's see if it turns out well for Sif in this match. So now Sif is going for the airport, but it's too late, because now this tank can't reach this position. I'm going to interrupt with my tank. This is somewhat of a victory for me here, because now this airport, it's not only that Sif will not be able to deploy air units, it's also it also compensates for me not capturing this city in this turn. So good move from me there, I believe. So I went for a recon here to harass these infantries. So I want to probably pull out this tank zone, so it goes to the center or something, and finish destroying these infantries with the recon. But let's see what Sif does. So as I have said, I just take out the infantry, but here I go for a very greedy attack here in this city with the tank. So yeah, this is the kind of things that you don't plan well when you're playing in live matches, because you have the pressure of the time. And I didn't realize that my opponent can actually take a detour from here and attack my tank in this position. So I'm leaving these two tanks very open for a very good attack from Sif. So let's see what he actually does. And yeah, as I have said, he doesn't take much time to go and attack my two tanks, and look at this. Even with the entire, he finishes this damage tank. So that's a very good use of entires, because not only he's now zoning out my battlecopter, but also finishing a damage tank. He doesn't need a second tank for that. Entires are good for doing that. It's typically you want to finish off tanks with an entire when they are 3 HP in planes or something. Well, here my tank was at 4 HP and he could destroy it anyway. So yeah, I'm in big trouble here. I have lost one tank. This second it's very damaged too. So and now the artillery is there. It's pointing his artillery at the city and protecting his infantry that is capturing my tower. So trouble for me there. But here I am quite very good here, I believe, here in the south. So being a live match, I want to take the turns that I feel are the best. I am in the best position of. So but they have to do something here, obviously, and I just don't want to let to allow a Sif capturing my tower there, so I go for the attack. But as you can see, my units are very open for attacks here, so I am in trouble. I tell you, I am in trouble. So let's see what happens now. So I have to retreat this tank so it doesn't get killed the next turn. It's important to save units even if they are very damaged. But my infantries are going down. Here, even attacks here, probably to block this infantry from climbing up the mountain and attacking this infantry, so, or this position. So yeah, and now he goes for the joint cap, so good attack there by Sif. But even though it's a good attack from Sif, he's committing so many vehicles here in this front, but he's basically forgone this front. So that's I'm not sure about it, because yeah, I may lose a city, but I am taking 2 properties. So as long as I can hold out this tower, I am winning in the income battle there. But I am losing the firepower battle. Let's say I am losing a lot of infantries there and vehicles. So yeah, I take out his tank and the infantries here. So I basically have all. I have complete dominion of this side of the map. So I am going to start directing my units from this front to attack here. So he doesn't have it so easily to attack this side of the map. So he has to divert some of his units to here. I hope. That's my hope. I'm not sure if it's going to do that. So I escaped from the range of the anti-air, so I do some damage here. So his infantries are not so high on health. And now I'm starting to deploy some tanks because I need to stop this push. I'm in big trouble here. So he keeps attacking. I'm in trouble. But the thing is that this 5 HP tank from Rachel, the good thing of Rachel is that Rachel can take a first hit sitting on a city, and since it will repair 3 HP instead of 2, it can counter with more firepower. So I'm not that scared of this attack, but anyways, he has a lot of units here. So yeah, I have to do something. He deploys even more tanks to this to the center. It's probably going to take my tower. I don't have much to do there. So let's see. So I start capturing his airport and this city. Obviously, I'm going to take them. I shoot the entire because I'm going to deploy more battlecopters. So I see that Sif doesn't have many entires. He has an entire here, but it's too far from this. So I can actually go for an attack here. And yeah, I actually do that. I attack with my 8 HP tank and put it on a city because I want it repaired in the next turn. So even with 5 HP, this entire pretty much cripples my battlecopter. So I'm still in trouble anyways. But I am going to reach enough CO meter for covering fire soon, and I tell you, covering fire is so great in this map because, as I have told you, in a small map the missiles are going to hit more units, and also it is a very good tool to use in live matches because, well, I have said in the intro of this match, your opponent can't plan a very good divert to the missiles. So yeah, I have the advantage there. But look at this. Oh yeah, so the artillery is still at 10 HP. So, but now comes covering fire, and oof, these infantries are all, they are practically dead. Every one of these 5 infantries, and now trash. I can start picking them off with my units, and the missiles hit. Two missiles hit this artillery. This is incredible, because even though the missiles didn't hit the tanks, I can take out the tanks with my own, but this artillery now it's not going to do a lot of damage. So this tank took some damage too, so it's great. So probably you want to see where the missiles will land. Well, you can do that with the move planner. So I'm going to use the move planner to show you a very good tool that it has. So I am the pink army here, and I can now simulate where the missiles are going to hit. So I put the Rachel's Super CO power and show missile, and here you have it. So not only it shows where the missiles will land, but also what missile will land where. So yeah, the infantry missile is going to land there to cripple these infantries, and this I'm not sure, but I think that the infantry missile does need a unit in the center of the blast area to hit. It needs to hit a unit, but the other two I confirm here that they don't need that. So the red missile, it's the infantry missile. The ghost missile, which attacks the accumulation of units that have more value in funds, is the blue one here. So 8-9, yeah, it's this one, and as you can see, it hits the artillery and the tank. And also a very good thing for me is that the third missile, that is the HP missile, that hits the accumulation of units that have the more HP. So that second missile hitting the tank there and the artillery there leave them in 4 HP, which they are pretty much crippled at that point. So it's very good covering fire for me, even though that Sif, I think, moved that infantry there. Yeah, if he didn't move that infantry to the tower, I would have attacked this position, which would have been very good for me, because now I can destroy these 2 tanks. I still hit the artillery for 2 missiles, and yeah, it's very fine for me. But yeah, here it's still a good attack, covering fire, because I can take out these tanks without the need of the missiles. And these units are all crippled. They are toast. So covering fire is a very good Super CO power in its tier, obviously. So covering fire, missiles are launched, even though we can't see them. I hope one day we can. That would be nice, but well, we can dream. So yeah, I start taking out his damage units and deploy some copters. This copter, yeah. So as I have said, I begin taking out his tanks. So look at this. Now I think I am in a kind of a good position here, because I have 3 tanks. This is going to be an 8 HP tank in the next turn, so it's good for me. Against 1 damage tank, this one maybe, and this is damage too, so I won't do so much. And now we have this tank. Sorry about this kind of a bug, and let's ignore it for now. So yeah, I attack, and now it's Sif's turn. Let me see if I can manage to correct that. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's day 13 from Sif. So at this point in the match, I think I'm alright. Even though I lost the tower, I have more vehicles here in better shape, and I have this position. I have these 2 properties are going to be mine. So I have lost this city too, but I'm trading 1 city for 2 properties and an airport. Though I have to say I don't plan to use this airport for deploying air units, because it's too easy for my opponent to just deploy an entire here. I can defend it with tanks. This space is a bit far from this airport, so at least for zoning out the entire. So but anyways, the threat is there. I could deploy a battlecopter, and probably my opponent has to do something about it. So the threat is there. So taking out the recon and retreating a bit here. Well, an attack here in the, I'm not sure about this, but well, you know, it's leave settings, so there are more attacks than in asynchronous. In asynchronous, probably you play a bit more safer. Here now, you play, you just go for the attacks. So yeah, I am pretty low on time here. I have only 2 minutes or something. Oof, so I have to play fast. I take my hits on my opponent's vehicles, and well, I start taking out his damaged units, so he can't use them as shield or something annoying. Yeah, I take as many units as I can. Now Sif uses his CO power again. So the first time he uses the CO power is basically delaying this the capture of these properties. So yeah, you probably want to save up for Typhoon, which does 2 HP of damage, but probably Sif wanted to use Tsunami anyways the first time, because he wanted to delay here the capture of these properties, at least for a turn or two, 1 turn in this case. And now uses the second Tsunami because probably he sees that he's losing the center battle, so he wants to do some damage there. And also you get the firepower bonus and the defense bonus, so it's not something that you may not do. You sometimes want to use the CO power. But yeah, I am pretty good here in the center now. I have deployed now. These tanks are going to defend well the center. This artillery is gold, because as I have said, you need battlecopters to attack from some tiles, and this is one example of that. Since there is the mountain here, you can't attack with a tank here. These are sea tiles, so you can't actually attack with tanks. You could, and we discussed this later with Sif, that maybe he could have put a second artillery here in his patch, in his push, I mean, like putting an artillery there and a second artillery there or there, something like that. And yeah, if I attack the one of those artilleries with my own, then he can just attack with his second artillery, and since I am on a shoal, it's going to take a lot of damage. But yeah, if he deployed another artillery, it's another tank that he's not deploying. So yeah, it's a possibility, but with a battlecopter, this would have been probably a good attack here on this artillery, and would have forced me to deploy an entire. So as you can see, I haven't deployed a single entire, which is good for me, because if I am not deploying entire, I am deploying tanks, and I want to use tanks to attack these Sif tanks. So we are in a very good position here, and since we are in a good position here, yeah, I attack with all my units, and look at the timer here. I am very low on time. Yeah, with 15 seconds remaining, so whoa, I'm very clutch there. Yeah, but Sif attacks, but yeah, it's over. So yeah, I am charging now, covering fire. It's going to be online soon. So yeah, that's it. That's a very good and interesting Leaf match against a very strong opponent. So I am proud of this match. I think I played very well, and there you have it. Very fun match with lots of attacks, and well, you will see a global league match for me playing against a Sami. That, whoa, those are the Stalfest, the walls. Wow, And yeah, because when you play asynchronous, it is more easy to set up walls. So I do like walls. I do like global league matches, but if you want some more fast-paced matches where probably you're not going to see many walls, well, the Live League is waiting for you. It's there. It's made for you. So go have a look at it. Go and sign up and let's start having fun playing live matches. So that would be it for today. I hope you joined the Live League. And obviously, if you feel that you're losing too many matches or whatever, you can always consult with players in the thread or anywhere in the Discord server. The good thing about our community is that we are kinda open to help people improve. That's a very good trait, I have to say, from our community. So yeah, you're welcome, more than welcome to play in the Live League. So I hope you liked this video, I hope you sign up for the Live League, and well, see you soon.